by Richard Templar. And today we're going to review Rule 43, 44, 45, 46, and 47. Right, so let's go. Rule 43 says, cultivate a skill and it will repay you over and over again. I want to ask you, what skill do you have that can make you wealthy if you are not yet wealthy? What is one thing that you possess that can stand you out from the crowd? So many people can do what you are doing. So in order for you to be wealthy through your skill, it means that you have to be very outstanding at it. You have to be excellent. You need to think of a skill that you can learn that will stand you out from the crowd, or that just a few people can offer, right? And it may not be far-fetched. It may be something that is already inside of you. It may be a talent. It may be a kind of knowledge that you already possess that you can build on, but maybe you are not paying attention to it, and you are leaving money on the table. You are just letting it slide, thinking that it is nothing. You need to cultivate it, right? So there is a saying that he who pays the piper dictates the tune, but you can actually dictate how much you are going to be paid. If you possess something that is in demand, high demand, you will definitely get paid handsomely for it. If you possess something that is rare, you will get doing. Excuse me. You will, sorry about that. You will get well paid for it if you possess something that is rare. And if you possess something, if you can do something that is particularly difficult, people will be willing to pay you for it because you are providing a solution to a problem, right? So think about it. What is that thing that you actually possess that can stand you out, that can bring you money? What is one thing that you can do that only very few people can do, or that is in high demand, or that is rare? People are always looking for, but they don't have a competent person to do for them. You may want to think about it, and then once you have that, you can spend some months or some years sharpening it, cultivating it. Because remember, the goal is to stand out. If you can do what everybody else can do, then you will not get paid handsomely. But if you really want to become wealthy, and this may not affect what you already studied in school or anything. You may be a doctor, you may be a lawyer, maybe an engineer, you may be a teacher. So look within. There is definitely something that God has placed inside of you. I often wonder that people who always complain that, oh, they don't have a job. I mean, you've graduated for the past 5 or 10 years. You've been begging to apply. Nobody is hiring you. And then you don't look within. Is it that God created you empty? Is it that you are blank? There must definitely be something inside that you can build on, that you can cultivate, that can fetch you money. It may be something that you already know. You just need to work on it. You just need to sharpen it. But it is already inside of you, lying dormant, seeking expression. So think about it. Give it a good thought. Right, we all have something that we can do, or something that is special to us, or something that could make us a fortune. If only someone would give us a break, if only we'll get a little push, if only we'll just get somebody to motivate us. But don't always wait for motivation. Sometimes retreat to a quiet place and think about your life. You know, you carry something that can make you a fortune, that can make you wealthy, but you're not paying attention to it because you want something that is so conventional. Oh, get a job, earn a salary, or start a business, earn a decent income, make some profit, and you are good. And then you complain that you don't have money, right? When the real gold is inside of you. If you have been waiting for motivation, this is the motivation that you need to look within, to think about it. You may take some years, some months sharpening it, but it will definitely be worth it. So this is your wake-up call. Get up and start doing something different. It may not bring you all the millions or billions immediately, but in the end, it will pay off if you pay strong attention to it. Now, Rule 44 says pay off your loans and debt as a priority. If you are owing any money, treat it as urgent. You want to pay off as quickly as possible. Pay off your high interest debt first, because interest is what kills many people when it comes to debt, it is not really even the money itself, right? It is the interest. The interest rate can be so, exactly, the interest rate can be so high that it just becomes a very big burden. Even when you are done paying the main money, the interest is still there, hanging on your head. And if care is not taken, it keeps on increasing, right? So if you have any money to pay, you really need to work out a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. There is no point saying that you are saving when you are still servicing a loan. Put the saving on hold for a while, put investment on hold for a while. In most cases, the interest that you even get from savings is not as high as the interest you are paying on a loan. So a saving or an investment is giving you 10% interest, for example, and then you have a loan that is 20% interest rate. You are losing 10%. Why not put that money you are saving that is giving you lesser interest into servicing that loan so that you clear it off quickly, and then you can now focus on saving. You know that whatever you save is for you, whatever you invest is for you. It is not for you to take and go and give to your creditor. That is for you. So treat it to be urgent, very urgent. Sacrifice a lot for it. Cut down your expenses, cut down on luxuries, and then do it, right? Especially if it is a personal loan. If you have not borrowed for business, if you have not borrowed for investment, if you have not borrowed to make more money, but you have borrowed to consume, you have borrowed to buy something that is wearing and tearing, a liability, treat it to be urgent, right? A business loan may be different, but personal loans is not yielding you anything. It is putting you in so much trouble. There are so many things that come with owing. It can destroy a relationship. When people behave normally, you start reading meanings to it that, oh, is it because I'm owing her? Is that why she looked at me that way? Sometimes you even avoid people intentionally because you are owing. There was a chapter we looked at yesterday. The author said that even personally, if somebody is owing him, he won't find it so exciting giving the person a hug, chatting with the person, smiling, laughing, knowing that, hey, this guy is owing me 10,000 pounds, something like that. Knowing that somebody is owing you 2 million naira, and then the person is eating, dining, and everything. Know how we are human beings. You look at the person somehow, the person too will be looking at you somehow. Any little reaction will become a big deal. Meanwhile, it may just be an innocent reaction. So don't allow anything to cost you your good sleep, your good relationship, your peace of mind, your well-being. Some people are so indebted that they committed suicide. I've seen many people come into my DM that they feel suicidal because they are owing a lot. Some people don't even know how to stop. It becomes a very bad habit, especially if the loan is easily accessible. You know that you just fill a form. Well, I have a job, I'll pay back. Then it becomes a big burden. Right. I hope I'm not missing anything out from this. So it is not that we are downplaying being debt free. It is something that may be difficult. Of course, it's a difficult thing. That is why this advice is coming handy. The fact that it is very difficult, and the fact that it can be a very big burden on anybody. So strive to become debt free. Strive. May take you a few months, may take you a few years, but work towards it. Don't rest on your oars until you have paid all your debt, as much as you can. Sometimes make a bold step to go and negotiate with your creditor. They may just be willing to strike a deal with you, like the guy that struck a deal to pay 50% of what he's owing, and then he would have his debt written off, and his creditors agreed, right? So treat it as urgent. God will help us in Jesus' name. Amen. Rule 45 says, don't be too busy earning a living to make some money. Now, let me explain. So many times we get so busy doing a job. You have this 9-to-5 job. You wake up in the morning. You come back at night. You are so engrossed in earning that salary that is paying your bills, that is putting food on your table. And then you don't even realize that there are so many opportunities to make far more money that are flying over your head every single day. because you're so carried away with that job. Oh, it's my job, I must do it. You bury your head in that job. And opportunities for businesses are passing away. Opportunities for investing are passing over you. Opportunities to become wealthy and prosperous are passing by every single day. Right, that is what this Rule 45 is talking about. If you go to work just because you want to make money, fine, you're going to make the money. We earn as much as you can earn, as much as you need. Right, but at the end of the day, that is it. If your job is taken away from you today, that is the end. You're not thinking of other ways to make money. You're not even thinking of a side hustle. You're not thinking of your retirement. So don't be so busy earning a living. You're earning a living just to get by, to send your children to good schools, to live a decent life, to drive a good car. But at the end of the day, you are not wealthy. You're not making any extra money. If that job has to give way today, what happens? Right. So you really, really need to think about it. Sometimes you may even hate the job, but you are doing it anyway. And you are even doing it. The money is not enough. You're just barely passing by. You're barely living from hand to mouth. You hate it, but you become so engrossed in it, you become so carried away by it, you become so fearful to venture out into something else. If you want to make it in life, you have to be bold. I can't remember how many times I've said this, and I'll keep saying it. Be bold and courageous. Step out of your comfort zone. Try something else. Nobody is saying that it is easy, but what we are saying is that it is possible, it is doable. If some people are doing it, you can also do it. If I'm doing it, you can also do it. Many of us were not born with a silver spoon in our mouth, but we dare to be different. We dare to try something else. We just dare to make, meaning out of life. So don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Don't be afraid. Have something by the side. Start thinking about it. Think about it seriously. Give it a serious thought. I'm serious about this. Give it a good thought. Except you are not tired of the kind of life you're living. You are okay with it. You are complacent with it. Then fine. That is it. But if sometimes the thought just creeps into your mind that, oh, you're struggling or you can do better financially and all of that, then it is a good thing to create a strategy for wealth creation. If you won't do it for yourself, do it for your children. Pray about it. Don't neglect the place of prayer. Pray about it. Let God open your eyes. Some opportunities come to us every day, just around us, but our minds are just close to them. We never think that it's something that we can do. And sometimes we think that we have to be very competent at something before we can try it. No, just attempt it. Somebody may be willing to take a chance on you, and you gain experience from there. Don't charge too much at the beginning because you're also trying to gain experience. It's not the time to be charging so high and be pompous that, oh, you will do this, you will do that, when you actually know that you still need experience. These things take wisdom. You really don't know what to do. Start by looking within. What is that talent, that skill that you possess? What is that thing that you love doing? You may want to go and acquire more training on it. You may want to cultivate the skill like we examined in Rule 43. There must be something that you can do. God created you with some talent, some innate abilities. You need to start by exploring them. Yes, maybe you can talk. You can go and learn how to host events. Somebody was talking about somebody that they were inviting to come and host an event. How much was the person charging? Around 100 million naira. Even if you are not charging as high yet, maybe 1 million naira. Maybe your salary is just 50K, 100K. Imagine that you get a high ticket event, you go and host it, 1 million naira. Let's even say 100,000 naira, you start from there. You've never even gotten that kind of a chance before. You build your skill, people get to know you, you network. So look within. Treat it as a retreat. Go somewhere quiet and go and think about your life. What can you do? What can you offer? Apart from your 9-to-5 job, apart from what you studied in school, what is that thing? You may want to start from there. And if it is a skill, even if you are not born with it, you can learn it. There is nothing you cannot learn. Right. Rule 46 says, save in big chunks, or should you? Some people believe that you should save little by little. Maybe start early and start saving your 1,000 naira, your $5, your £10, your 20 rand, your 50 shillings and all of that. You save it, Very good idea. I'm in support of that. It is better to save little by little than to save nothing at all. It is better to start saving the little that you have than to wait until you have a big chunk before you save. The author believes that you should save in big chunks, although this does not mean that you don't save the small that you have. But maybe you win a contract, you earn a good amount of money. You can decide to put like 50% of it away, 60% of it, especially if you don't have needs that are so pressing. And even if you do, these things are sacrificial. Just close your eyes and put a big chunk of it aside. Right? There are opportunities that come once in a while like that. So don't box yourself to the fact that, oh, it's just 10,000 naira I'm saving per month, and you limit yourself to that. No. Once you have some money, bring out a big chunk. Maybe you're 50 years old, you won a contract, or you did an investment, or, you sold a plot of land. Put a big chunk of it aside. Invest. Let it compound. Let it earn interest for you. So whether you believe that it is little by little or you should save in chunks, the fact is that you have to be consistent with it. You have to be committed to it. You have to take it seriously, right? And it is always better to start early. Start with your children. Now that they have some money coming in for them, let them be putting it aside. It's going to be earning interest. Don't just put it in a bank account where charges are going to be deducted from it. Put it in a savings account that will yield some interest. No matter how small, let it compound for you or for them. Now, this is the last one for today's review, Rule 47. It says, don't rent, buy. How many of you are in support of this? Do you prefer to rent or do you prefer to buy? Some people believe that when you buy, it comes with some stress and everything. Yeah, but I believe that you should buy if you can afford it and if you can start making plans towards it. You may not have all the money. You may have to go through mortgage. You can do mortgage. Mortgage is good if your country supports it, if there is an opportunity for mortgage in your country. I know that in Nigeria, it is not something that is readily available, in Nigeria. But in the UK, US, some countries, South Africa, have an opportunity to get a mortgage. Mortgage, you look for a good house, you like it. Make sure you don't buy what will weigh you down, what will overwhelm you. Look at your income. How much of your income can go into your mortgage every month? Then be paying little by little. At the end of the day, you will know that you are actually paying to own the house. And if you also look at it another way, the value of that house is appreciating while you are paying your mortgage. And I know somebody who bought a house in the US, he bought his first house. You design it in such a way that he was now renting out some rooms for Airbnb. And good for him, was getting visitors to his house. So the money was even enough to service his mortgage. And he and his wife were living in that house, just like they were living there for free. It was money from the Airbnb service that they were running that is servicing their mortgage. Now they have left that house, they bought a second one, right? So they are using it for business. So think about it, be open-minded. Even if you don't have access to mortgage like a place in Nigeria, you can actually rent to own. There are some people that do that, rent to buy. You have an agreement with your landlord that you're going to be paying this amount of money. And maybe in 10 years, you would have finished paying and the house becomes your own. That way you can renovate the house the way you like. You can design it to your own taste. You know that you're paying rent to eventually own the house. Because if you keep paying rent, the rent is gone. It's gone. You cannot recover it. But if you are buying, then the money is yours. The asset is yours. That's a bankable asset for you. Right? So think about it. As much as possible, strive to buy. Whether you pay little by little, whether you do mortgage, whether you have an agreement with your landlord, let it just be at the back of your mind. If you want to rent a house, you can discuss with the landlord. Right. And there are some houses that will allow you to pay little by little, even in Nigeria, yes. Let me not say we don't have mortgage. There are different plans that can actually allow you. It depends on how you're able to explore these opportunities. Yes, and mortgage is also becoming a thing in Nigeria. So many organizations are rising, so many real estate companies are rising up to that task to actually give people access to mortgage. So if it's something that you desire, just explore it. Go online, search, and you will see. The other day, there was a meeting about how to own a mortgage, how to take advantage of it. Yes, that it was an invitation that was sent to me, you know. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend. So there are opportunities, and there is also a lady I usually see on Instagram advertising that, you know, you can get a mortgage and things like that. So think about it. It is not everybody that build a house, and if you can build your house from the scratch, fantastic. In Nigeria, we like to build. You buy land, you build your house to your taste. That's also a good thing. But you don't want to be in a rented apartment while you're still 60 years old, 70 years old. You can't even stroll around your compound. You can't plant vegetables at your backyard, you know, just because your landlord may be looking at you and things like that, or harassing you every now and then that you're messing up the house. You know, so it's better to buy and not rent. Nobody's putting you under pressure. If you can rent for now, please keep renting, but don't lose sight of the fact that somehow you need to own your own house. It is one of the rules in the richest man in Babylon, you know, how to become wealthy, how to be prosperous, how to be financially free, own a home. It is one of the rules. So it is not peculiar to this book alone. Just work towards it little by little. Be putting something aside that will enable you to also own a home. Thank you so much. That will be all for now, for today. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again tomorrow as we review Rule 48 to 52. All right. Thank you so much. Take good care. Be blessed and be intentional. Bye. You are welcome. Thank you.